Have you ever been mixing at a bar or club, playing that brand new hot track, but the first verse just isn't doing it, and you want to go straight to the second or third verse because they're much better? Or maybe you're doing electronic music, and the second drop hits so much harder, and you're quick mixing and only playing one drop, so you want to start with that second drop. Well, today, we're going to fix all of that with the short edit. And as a bonus, if you stick around to the end of this video, we're going to go over one additional edit type that's going to make your mixes sound much cleaner, so you want to stay tuned for that. Let's get it. All right, so let's open up Ableton Live and make a short edit. So this is actually a project that I used on my other YouTube video on how to make 8-bar intros. And if you haven't checked that one out, I'm gonna link that down below. Also, if you head over to my Patreon, I just put that up. I'm gonna include the project files completely for free so you can follow along with today or the other video as well. All right, so what we have here in the timeline is pretty straightforward from our last project. This top track here is just our song. We analyzed it and found out it was 106 BPM. So it's 106 here, and it's already lined up on the grid. The next two tracks are bass and drums. We actually did a stem separation on this to pull the bass and drums out and loop it for 8 bars to make a clean intro for mixing. And the last 3 are just some sound effects to clean up the edit between the intro we made and the song itself. So what we want to do is we want this second verse to kind of come right in and get rid of this first verse altogether. So let's just find out where the beginning of the first verse is and the beginning of the second verse so we can make edits and kind of lose that whole first verse section.
I am a mood, piss off my ups. You wanna spend it all on me with them.
Okay, so right here, which is Command E on a Mac, we're gonna add an edit. Now let's find the beginning of the second verse, which should be around here somewhere.
Piss off my ups. I get paid to be myself and make a real money.
Perfect. Same thing on a Mac, Command E. That will make another edit. So now what we're gonna do is just highlight this, get rid of it. So I just deleted the first verse and the first chorus, and we're gonna just snap this clip now right up to the front. So now this should be intro, chorus, second verse, chorus, and then outro. Let's play it and check it out.
Talk to me, I talk back, let's talk money, I speak racks, my life is goals, you miss the shot, I am a mood, piss off my ups. Talk to me, I talk back, let's talk money, I speak racks, my life is goals, you miss the shot, I am a mood, piss off my ups. I get paid to be myself and make a real money.
All right, so that sounded great. We went from an intro to a chorus right into the second verse. But what we also made here is actually a formula I use all the time for short edits, which is intro, chorus, verse, chorus. This is great for throwback tracks. People get to hear the chorus that they love 2 times in just whatever the most popular verse is. So I make these all the time for throwback hip hop and pop tracks, and they work great. So I'll have my full track with an intro, and then I'll make these short edits. So some of them will be, chorus, 1 verse chorus. Some of them will be moving the verse up, whatever it is. I love making these. They're very effective for quick mixing and just kind of keeping the crowd engaged and interested in what you're playing. All right, so now for the bonus I was mentioning. We made the intro edit in the first video. We made a short edit in this video. And now to kind of really sweeten this edit up, we're going to do an instrumental out. It's one of my favorite edits because it combines really well with another edit that I make all the time called the acapella in. So essentially, it would be an intro, chorus, verse, chorus, and then we would do another flat outro. We can pretty much just copy this intro and put it at the end. All right, so to make an instrumental out, all we got to do is find the outro of the final chorus here on this track.
You miss the shot, I am a mood, piss off my ups.
Okay, so we don't want this bass instrumentation going on. We're going to do Open Apple E here, or Command E, and we're just going to clip that off, and we're going to actually copy what we did for this flat intro here, the drums and the bass, and paste it right after that chorus.
You miss the shot, I am a mood, piss off my ups.
So you see now after my chorus, it goes back to a flat, just drums and bass, just kind of instrumental out. Now this is where I would come in and scratch or just mix an acapella in, which would be another track where you have an acapella intro on it as opposed to these flat drums. And that mixes so well. You can actually double this and make this 16 bars. Because sometimes what I'll do is I'll scratch the first 8 bars of the acapella and then let the second half of the, then let the mix in the acapella for the second half of the 8 bars, from 8 to 16. Other than that, you can actually copy these sound effects as well if you want that kind of rise fall intro into these beats. So let's line that right up at 37 here. So these should all line up perfectly all the way down. Let's listen to that with the sound effects.
You miss the side, I am a mood. Piss off my ups, talk to me. I talk back, let's talk money. I speak racks, my life is gold. You miss the side, I am a mood. Piss off my ups.
Perfect. Now you have an intro, short edit, instrumental out. This is one of the most effective edits that I've been making forever, and it is so effective when you're playing out live. I can't stress that enough. Combo this with an acapella in, and you're gonna sound like a live mixtape. It's gonna be smooth as butter, I promise. And there you have it, one of my absolute all-time favorite edits for mixing out live at the club. And remember, you can get the project for what we just worked on over at my Patreon, Saturday Sauce. The link is down below in the description. If you learned something today or just like DJ content like this, hit me with a like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Let's do it again. Until next time, peace.